Hey, everybody. I hope your day is going well. One of the recurring themes I see in the messages I get is, Anish, I love the message that you're sending out there about advocating for yourself, about treating yourself as a one-of-one person, but how exactly does that apply in a hiring situation? These things can be rigid, and I understand. You're going up against these companies. They have a very specific way of doing things, right? And vetting candidates. How do you actually maintain some leverage and power to land an offer on your terms within that setting? Well, here's the thing. Number one, accept that you do have to do something like this. You can't just go through the interview process as just a passive candidate willing to say everything that they say and say yes to everything that they're going to do. All of that benefits is them. And at a certain point for you, the goal must be to positively disrupt things, to demonstrate unique value and move this to an outcome on your terms. Otherwise, why are we doing this for, right? So I want to go through 3 rules that I recommend you follow whenever you're in a hiring situation or exploring a new career opportunity, which will help you communicate and have that level of leverage and power in the most practical sense. And I want to give a couple of examples, hopefully, as I do this. So let's jump into it. Rule number 1, okay? Always qualify the opportunity. Not all job opportunities are treated or should be treated equal, because they're not equal. If someone reaches out to you and they have spent time looking through your LinkedIn profile and studying the job that they're hiring for, right, and seeing that there's clear matchup or unique value there before they contact you, that's probably a tier 1 opportunity. That's unique, that's specialized, and you should, in all likelihood, all else being equal, run all in on that opportunity and make that happen. But if you've got something, and this happens all the time, where you'll have recruiters, hiring managers and stuff, who are just blasting out missives to anyone under the sun and just, playing a numbers game, I'm sorry, but in most cases, that's not a valuable opportunity. I'm not going to say it's garbage, but it's pretty close. It has a little bit of that stank of garbage on it. And if that's the case, right, you should not treat that the same way. You should not be going into interview 2, 3, 4 with a tier 2 or lower opportunity. And so qualifying is very important. From the first time someone reaches out to you, don't ever say yes to a phone screen or an interview without at least getting off a question or two about, hey, what made you reach out to me? Or what is it about this role that you feel I'd be a particularly good fit for? And at every stage through the hiring process, what you're doing is you're asking deeper and deeper questions in those 2 areas. What made you reach out to me? What is it about me? And what is it about the role? You're exploring this in a deeper way. And if a company is not willing to do that, or they can't do that, then you are dealing with a lower level opportunity. And what I would recommend is, if those warning signals are going off, stop trying to be the best fit for that role. Change your objective towards figuring out whether this is a company and an opportunity that should, in fact, deserve more of your attention to carry this all the way through. And if it's not, there's no shame in that. There is a way to politely bow out of that and redirect that energy towards more tier 1 opportunities. This is what the best of the best do. They are always qualifying their opportunities so that they are not wasting time, and they are intelligently directing their efforts towards things that have the greatest chance of fulfillment. All right. Rule number 2, your time is limited. And I know people always like to say that, but they forget that when they're pursuing new opportunities. Someone will reach out to you about an exciting opportunity, and all of a sudden, hey, I'm available all day, any day. Tomorrow, all day, any day. And I want you to wonder, if you were asking someone out or you were dating and you guys were trying to figure it out, and you were like, I'm available all day, any day. I'm available all day, any day. Do you think that would work out very well for you? Probably not, right? The same thing happens when you're exploring new opportunities. It doesn't matter if you're in between jobs right now. That's not the point. The point is we need to set certain standards of leverage and power and equality as we move through. So open up your calendar, set aside a couple of key blocks, maybe every day, every other day, whatever it is. And those are the times in which you are going to be scheduling phone screens and interviews, and no other time. And if someone reaches out to you and says, hey, can you hop on the phone for a couple of minutes? You're going to politely say, I would love to hop on the phone. Unfortunately, I'm right in the midst of something right now. How do you feel about, open up your calendar, tomorrow at 3 p.m. for us to reconnect on this? There is no shame in that. And you're not bluffing here. You are treating yourself with respect. And this is absolutely in your purview to do. Just like they can schedule, we need to schedule as well. Time and its control is one of the clearest signals that you can send that you must be treated as a one-of-one, uniquely valuable candidate. Do not give that up. Rule number 3, it's give and take, not give and give. When you're going through a hiring process, okay, they're going to ask you questions. They're going to ask you to tell stories, to communicate fit. All of that is giving, right? And your time is giving. Your preparation is giving. Your research is giving. Well, for every single thing that you give, you must be thinking about what I'm getting in return. For every answer I give in an interview, I'm going to be asking a question in return. And by the way, your question does not have to be genius level. It's behavior. It's behavioral. You know, I'm getting you used to answering questions from me so that when we ask really hard-hitting questions, you're prepared. You're not taken by shock. So give and give, right? I'm giving you answer. I'm giving you content. I'm giving you value. I'm asking questions in return, and I'm getting details from you in return. That's the way the deal works. If it doesn't, something is wrong. Okay, and it's a warning signal. Same thing for a follow-up interview. Okay, you want to schedule a follow-up interview. Before I say yes, I want to ask about what are we going to be covering in this follow-up that we didn't cover in the last interview, right? Makes sense. And they should come to you with information. And similarly, as you're moving through the process, asking questions about how close are they getting to a decision? How many candidates are left? What's the time frame? And making sure that there's a level of accountability there is absolutely essential. Don't do free homework. Don't spend hours on free assignments. Unscrupulous companies will take advantage of candidates all the time who've worked their butt off on projects, and they'll just take all of that, that information. It does happen. Don't spend longer than 30 minutes on anything related to a hiring situation in terms of additional work. Just use it as a conversation or starter and as a way to go into the depths when you're in that interview. But absolutely, remember, it's give and take. It's give and take. And an ethical place filled with people who are like you, they're going to understand that. You're not going to have to ever make that verbal, but you should absolutely have your intuition and your mind going at every stage of the hiring process, observing and applying these rules, right? Always qualifying, making sure your time is limited and valued, and making sure that it is give and take, and moving in those directions and using some of these concrete actions will absolutely help you get there. Just remember, the hiring process takes place mostly in terms of email, right? So use this throughout all of your communications, whether it's email or face-to-face, right? Always be applying these rules. And the people who are abusing these rules or refuse to engage them, look at that as a sign that they are falling into tier 2 or tier 3 category and treat them as such. I hope that's helpful. Guys, thank you for the questions. Keep them coming. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll talk to you soon.